Hello everyone, welcome to Monica's Vibrant Strokes, my art channel, and I want to wish you all a very happy Easter. And today I'm painting this cute chicken coming out of an egg on a wooden Easter egg. I painted this for my daughter and I plan to gift it to my daughter, so I thought I will take a video of how I'm painting it. This is the first time I'm painting something like this. I usually paint eggs like this, which are more like florals and not really the cutesy ones, but I thought let's try something different today, and I hope you'll enjoy the video. And if you have kids you want to paint for or grandkids, they would love this. And if you have kids who want to try painting this themselves, I hope this video will help them. So let's get down to it. I'm going to keep away these other painted eggs so I don't get any paint on them. And this is a neat pro tip I can give you. When you're painting any kind of curved surface like this, an ornament, an egg, having something like these small plastic medicine cups can be extremely helpful to kind of hold them in place. This is kind of on the bigger side, but a typical medicine cup is usually better. I had one next to me, but I don't know where I went, so I'm just going to be using this for now. All right, so this is just going to help keep it in place. But that's a nice pro tip to know. We're going to be using a scruffy brush to make the chicken. Now this is a professional, like a proper scruffy brush, and this is actually a stencil brush. This is more easily available than this. This particular scruffy brush comes in a set. So unless you have the 1059 brush set for one stroke painting, you may not have a scruffy brush. And these are not that easily available, but these are. And so I'm going to be using this instead of this because not everybody may have this. Okay, so I'm going to be using this to make my chicken. And then I'm just going to be using a liner brush and a flat brush for doing everything else. We had a piece of chalk. You could also use a pencil. Chalk just wipes off easily. So this is just like sidewalk normal chalk. So that's about it. Now, usually I am the kind of person, this kind of craft things, I don't really do too much of drawing. I just kind of wing it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using ochre and another brighter shade of yellow. So this one is daffodil yellow, okay? The reason being, you want two shades just to give you some texture, and we're not really going into very deep art concepts here. It's more like just a fun, easy thing. And if you're wondering what this paper is, it's wax sheet. I generally use this instead of plastic plates or anything like that. I may take a little bit of orange for the beak later. Maybe I'll keep a little bit of white too now, because I may want to lighten out some of the yellow. Okay, so I'm taking this, right? And I'm going to always start with ochre. Now, the reason why I start with ochre is an opaque color, unlike yellow, which is transparent. So approximately here, right around the central part, I'm going to go in and just bounce in. Okay. I'm making it a little bigger so that, it's visible. You don't want to make your chicken face too small, or rather the chick face too small. So I'm approximately making a circle. That's it. Okay, no big deal. So you see that? I might make it a little bigger, but this time I'm going to take some ochre, and I'm also going to take a little bit of yellow, and I'm just going to go bounce it in on the outer edge. I might go a little more with some brighter yellow now, because remember, this is an Easter egg. We want it to be bright and kid friendly and something that kids would enjoy too, so we don't want it to make it too dull. Okay, and ochre tends to be a little on the more duller side, and the chicken color, if you see a chick, it's usually lighter yellow, but the ochre gives us a very good base and gives us some texture and some depth. Okay, now you got to take a decision. Do you want the chick to be only on this side, or do you want the chick to show on both sides? So whichever side a person picks the egg, you know, it's visible. So usually when I paint all sides, so that way no matter which side a person picks the egg from, there is a design. So I would prefer to put it on both sides, though I've never done this before, so I'm not really sure. But let's see. I'm going to go right on the other side, right? So that I'm kind of on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take some, and this time I'm going to do it a little faster since I've already shown you what I need to do. So I'm just speeding it up here since it's repetitive and giving it a dry. Having a hair dryer close by and drying it up can give you more surface area to touch the egg without messing it up. I always go in and try to use the hair dryer whenever I can to kind of dry it up. Now I'm using the chalk to put the triangular design of the egg, you know, the top part of the egg, the broken part of the egg. And I am making sure that the triangular parts go and cut the yellow head that we have made. Because we want the chick to look like it's pushing the egg up. So it's important that those triangular patterns come over the yellow and cut it. Now I'm using a flat brush with white, and I'm using the sides of it to get some nice corners, and I'm going to just go and base paint white. You might need a couple of coats of white depending on what brand of paint you're using and how opaque it is. So I went a couple of rounds and just painted it in. I'm using 4-Cut titanium white. I like using this paint more for stroke work because it's just smoother, right? There we go, right? We're going to do the same thing here. Just going to go with our white and base coat. Again, I'm going to use the side of my brush to get some nice triangular points. So next, what we're going to do is just take a normal Sharpie, because especially for kids and even adults, using a liner brush to do fine details, I've noticed through my 15 years of teaching experience, they find it really, really hard. And if you take black paint and kind of mess this up, it's a little difficult to correct. Black is a little difficult to correct. So it's easier to take a Sharpie and then very neatly just put a very, very thin, neat outline around the triangular parts of the broken egg. So you just go like this. Pretty neat, and then just do that, okay? Throughout, thin black outline, and then I'm going to take some floating medium. This is floating medium. If you don't have floating medium, you can use water too. I'm using a small flat brush. This is probably an 8. Anything small, flat, and then I made some gray by mixing some black and white. You could directly use black too if you're bold enough. I like a slightly deeper gray rather than a complete black. And then I'm going to just pick one side, okay? And I'm going to darken that one side by just tapping in a little bit of color on one side. And this will just give a little more depth to your egg. Right? And then on this side, I will go the other way. Like that. So now it suddenly gives you a little bit of depth. Now you can go back with a little darker color if you want. If you like your shadows to be darker, you can make it darker. If you like it lighter, you can leave it lighter. See that? So the darker the depth is, the more enhanced the depth is going to look. So now that I leave up to you on whether you like it dark or light. Okay. Both works. See that? So it now looks 3D. It looks like the egg is separated, right?
So I would just go ahead and do that on all sides of the egg. All right. I recommend using a dotting tool or the back of a toothpick or a sharpened pencil to do the eyes. So keep it simple. You really don't want to mess too much with the eyes because it's, again, when you're messing around with black, you have a high chance of things going wrong. So I'm just going to take the central part of it somewhere here and put one dot. That's it, as simple as that. And then put another dot here. Try to aim it in at the same level. That's just about it. And then we're going to turn around, do the same thing here. Put one dot here and another dot approximately at the same level, right? And now we are going to take a liner brush, script liner, and pour out some orange, right? And we're going to put in the beak. So now beaks can be done, everybody does them differently actually. And I'm just going to make like a small kite shape. Okay. So you just take your liner brush and paint in a small kite shape, a smaller triangle on the top and a bigger triangle at the bottom. And don't worry about how it's looking right now because we are going to put a small black line in the center. Okay, so it's going to look like a diamond. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. If you had a diamond first and then I just extended the top one a little bit more than the bottom. I'm going to dry this now, give it a quick dry, and then do the final. I almost forgot to switch on the camera. So I'm just going to put a small line in here just to kind of put a little bit of a between the top and the bottom beak. That makes a difference to the beak to kind of make it look. Now if you want eyebrows, you could put small ones, eyebrows, right? If you don't want it, you can leave it. So this is how it looks without the eyebrows, and that's how it looks with the eyebrows, right? So you could put that on if you want. Now about the egg in itself, if you like it to keep it simple like this, you can just leave it like this. But if you want to make it more fun, you could probably put something simple like a polka dot or little flowers, something to make it look like an Easter egg. And I actually like it simple like this, but I am tempted because, you know, as artists, we never know when to stop. I might just go and maybe put blue dots. Maybe. I haven't decided. Let me think about it. So I decided, you know, I'm just doing this for fun. So let's just go I mixed some teal and white and made a slightly more pastel blue, and I'm thinking I'm gonna just go put these little cute dots maybe. I honestly don't know if I want to or not, but I'm just, well, I don't know, probably just gonna test that out. No, I don't think that's too big. I'm going to take a smaller daughter. Yeah, I think that size is fine. So I went in and I put those little small whiter dots in the eyes just for a highlight. And that's it. This is the final product. I hope you enjoyed it.
If you liked this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and sharing it with friends and family. I hope you enjoy doing this. I hope your kids enjoy your artwork, and